He beat them with the call.
The white flag is raised. Net off. Away they go in the William Hill Champion Chase, Grade 1. And it is St. Sam on the inside of Dicer Dynamo, the stable companions, leading a length. Ash Tree Meadow as they go uphill to the first of 11 fences. Ash Tree Meadow followed by Dinoblue, up the inside Banbridge, and then Gentleman de May held up towards the rear with Captain Guinness, Mascada, Fildor. Fiddly at the first was St. Sam, and coming away with a definite advantage, Dicer Dynamo as they climb uphill towards the second fence. Then Ash Tree Meadow. 3 lengths to Dinoblue, start cap of Gentleman May on the outside of Captain Guinness, and then Banbridge, Mascada, Fildor. Over the second, and losing there, Gentleman de May as they race downhill to the next two. Their first ditch and the third plain fence. Paul Townend not fully up as of yet. In the lead is Dicer Dynamo. Downhill they go to the third. From St. Sam, Ash Tree Meadow, Dinoblue next, and then Banbridge. Captain Guinness is 2 behind, Mascada and Fildor is detached. Heading for the fourth. Banbridge wasn't great there. It's Dicer Dynamo, preceded by the loose Gentleman de May. At the next plain fence, taking them into the back straight, Dicer Dynamo followed by St. Sam, who's closed the gap, is now within a length. Another length to Ash Tree Meadow, and Captain Guinness up into fourth. And then Dinoblue, Banbridge, Mascada, 5 lengths to Fildor. Down the far side they go to the first of 3. Another 7 fences left to jump. And it is Dicer Dynamo and Sean O'Keefe in front from St. Sam and Danny Mullins as they meet up with their first fence in the back straight. This is fence number 5. Ash Tree Meadow, Sam Ewing is next and third, and then the Queen Mother winner, Captain Guinness and Rachel Blackmore. 2 in front of Dinoblue and Mark Walsh, then Banbridge, J Slevin. Mascada is in touch under Dad O'Keefe. 6 to 7 lengths to the trailing Fildor, Jack Kennedy. They're well inside the halfway stage, another 5 fences left to jump as they go to the last ditch, the end of the back straight. Dicer Dynamo by a couple of lengths to Ash Tree Meadow, shading the second from St. Sam. In fourth place, Captain Guinness, break of 3 lengths to Dinoblue, and then Banbridge and Mascada leaving well behind Fildor. Heading off the back straight with another 4 fences left to jump. Over 5 furlongs to go in the William Hill Champion Chase. And it's Dicer Dynamo leading stable companion St. Sam, who's just wrestled back the second from Ash Tree Meadow, followed by Captain Guinness. Dinoblue in company with Banbridge, who's edging closer on the inside as they head for the fourth last fence. Dicer Dynamo, Ash Tree Meadow, out wide is St. Sam. As they jump the fourth last, Captain Guinness, good jump up in between horses, and then Dinoblue, Banbridge and Mascada. Heading for the third last fence. Dicer Dynamo continues to cut out the running from Ash Tree Meadow. Poised is Captain Guinness, then Banbridge and Dinoblue, who are both taking closer order together. St. Sam has dropped away, and then Mascada running round the home turn with 2 fences left to jump. Dicer Dynamo joined by Captain Guinness, 2 in front of Ash Tree Meadow. Now being wound up to close on the outside is Dinoblue, and then Banbridge, their heads turned for home. 2 fences left to jump, and it's Dicer Dynamo matched in by Captain Guinness. After them in third is Dinoblue, and then Banbridge brought to the outside. Fading is Ash Tree Meadow, the second last, and it's Captain Guinness over in front. Leads for the first time in the race from Dinoblue. In third is Awakening. Dicer Dynamo running on is Banbridge on the outside. Captain Guinness with 1 fence left to jump from Dinoblue within a couple of lengths. Captain Guinness from Dinoblue, who's closing on the outside. Then Banbridge inside the final 100 yards, and it's Captain Guinness, Banbridge flashing home the near side. Banbridge the near side of Captain Guinness, and a gripping finale to the William Hill Champion Chase. The judge will call it, and then Dinoblue will clear of Mascada, Dicer Dynamo, St. Sam and Ash Tree Meadow.
Well, he needed every yard of it, but it looks as though Banbridge might have snatched it on the line from Captain Guinness in our feature event of the day here. That was the first impression, and think that more or less confirms it. We'll probably...
It's the William Hill Champion Steeplechase. 2, 3.
It is confirmed
8.
by the judge, even without the need for a photograph. Captain Guinness travelled so powerfully to the head of affairs, but coming down to the final fence, he had 2 challenges to deal with. Dinoblue, who picked up well for Mark Walsh, and Banbridge, who'd been off the bridle a long way from home, Lisa, as I suppose you might expect from a horse who does a lot of his racing over further, but he's come home to great effect. He looked at the picture beforehand, and his connections have got the big one that they were waiting for this season.
Yeah, fair play to them. Drop back in trip, cheap pieces on as well. The drier ground came for him, and he certainly provided the goods today. It was set for a thrilling finish down over the last. Captain Guinness a little bit ahead of Dinoblue, but it was Banbridge looming up and landing down where it really mattered. Just getting up, I'd say, even about ahead where on the line, Gary, but we're just going to pick it up where we lost, I think, Gentleman to me here.
He's on the outside, just gets in too tight to the fence, and Paul Townend is deposited on the ground. Rolled over 2 or 3 times, couldn't tell, but didn't seem as though he fell into the path of another horse, which I suppose is a silver lining. But Jerry did say he hadn't fully got to his feet, so we can only hope that he's okay. Another moment of interest there when Ashtree Meadow tried for a run up the inner of Dicer Dynamo. That door was shut firmly in his face. He had to go back around, but the eye was drawn to Captain Guinness. He's just moved into
so
it
well,
so easily, Lisa, didn't he?
He just goes through the motion so easy. He's got such a high cruising speed as well, and he's one that always catches the eye when, I suppose, the stakes are high, when the things are starting to open up and develop in a race. You always look at him because he's travelling so well. Banbridge, in contrast, was under the pump from such a long way out as well. He had Dinoblue on front of him, and it was coming down to the second last and the last. It was over the back of the last when you actually think that Banbridge is going to really lay it down, and he certainly did that.
Just be interesting to watch it again down to the final fence. I thought going to it, Dinoblue might be coming to take Captain Guinness as well, but she's really long at the last, Lisa, and has to stretch to get over it. And I think maybe with the short run in here at Punchestown, that counted against her from that point on. She couldn't find any more, whereas Banbridge, Elan's running, gets rolling, and J Slevin galvanises him to snatch it on the line from Captain Guinness.
It's close. I think Banbridge, he'd so much momentum built up coming to the last. He met it on a good stride. He flew over it, and he was able to keep rolling from the back of it. It's fantastic for Connections to be repaid for being so... Obviously they've had a frustrating winter, not being able to get him out too much. Disappointing in the Ryanair when things were too soft for him, but just picking them up here to the last. Captain Guinness, Dinoblue a bit long as well, as you mentioned, Gary, and J Slevin gets stuck into Banbridge. He gives him a couple of reminders, and he just really just pulls it out of the bag. Those cheap pieces, I think, have definitely helped matters as well.
No doubt about that, I'd say, just to focus his mind on the job. Here we are again, down to the final fence. 3 real tip-top chasers going at it. Just what you would have hoped to see. Dinoblue just about had enough scope to make it, but in the end she's had to settle for minor honours today. Captain Guinness had his big day at Cheltenham. It looked for so long as though he was going to have another one here, but in the end Banbridge, for whom the conditions went wrong last month, has got his moment in the spotlight here. We'll obviously bring you any news on Paul Townend as soon as we can, with that subplot of the Jockeys Championship going on. Jack Kennedy himself, having had a fall earlier on, he was able to dust himself down after that, and Paul due to be riding Embassy Gardens in our very next race. But Banbridge is the winner.